Hello everybody, JSGC here. We're here, another video. We're here to have a look at my Premier League table prediction for the upcoming 2021-2022 season. Yes, we are already through the first game, and while I've put this video out, we'll be getting on with the second game of the season. I was hoping to have it out last week, but circumstances is what it is, and I've also been incredibly busy, so I do apologise for that it is a week later than what I'd hoped, but there you go, better late than never. So before I crack on with this video, make sure if you are enjoying the content, then do subscribe to this channel. It would be much appreciated. Planning to do more football content for everybody to enjoy, including predictions and things like this, and talking about all things football vlogs and things like that. So do subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a thumbs up as well, that would be much appreciated. If you did enjoy this video, let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. So let's crack on with this video, and I'm going to pop up my Premier League table prediction for the 2021-2022 season. So I'm going to start off by speaking, we'll work chronologically, working from bottom to top, and we'll speak first about Norwich City, and we'll speak about every single club as we go through, and I'll give you my thoughts on what I think might happen. So I'm going for Norwich City to finish bottom. I do feel like they've become a bit of a yo-yo. I think they're too good for the Championship, and I don't think they're good enough for the Premier League. I think they're a team that work hard, and I think if they can have some consistency and they can pull themselves and get themselves into a run of form, then they could well keep themselves up. But I think they'll finish bottom of this year's league. I'm going for Southampton. The recruitment this season, or throughout the summer, I've not been that impressed with. And letting Danny Ings go, to me, a mistake. He didn't want to be there. They replaced him with Adam Armstrong, who I personally do rate. I think he's a good striker. I think it'll be interesting to see how he does at Southampton. But I just sense season after season after season, they're losing player after player after player, and it's going to be very difficult. I think the one saving grace, they've still got James Ward-Prowse. I think he's just signed a new deal with them, and so that may be enough to try and help to keep them up. But I think they've got a lot of work to do if they do want to stay up, and I think this season might be the season that Southampton may well go down. I certainly think they'll struggle. So we'll see on that. My other relegation place, I'm going for Watford. Again, a bit like Norwich, I think they're too good for the Championship. I don't think they're good enough for the Premier League. But just like with Norwich, I think with consistency and a run of form, any team stands a chance of staying up if you can do that. What I do think is, I think the Premier League total to stay up, it might be slightly higher than what it has been over the last few seasons, because I think a lot of teams, particularly in the bottom 6 or 7, I think are all capable of beating each other, and so I think them results against each other are what could decide who goes down and who ends up staying up. And I think whilst I think the bottom 6 or 7 might be a much of a muchness there, I do feel like with any consistencies, the teams that do get them results, them important game, them relegation 6-pointers, might just be the teams that stay up, and so I'm going for Watford to finish 18th. Now, Burnley, to me, very lucky that I've put them in 17th. I think Sean Dyche is a very good manager at what he does, which is having Burnley difficult to beat, picking up them important results and them important points at important times, and I think they have enough just about to stay up. It wouldn't surprise me if they did go down though, but I think they might just stay up, and I think the same can be said for Newcastle in 16th as well. I think they've got a little bit of quality there, enough for them to possibly stay up. So I'm talking players like Alan Saint-Maximin, who I think is a wonderful football player, and they'll be looking towards these big players in the big games to be picking up the ball, getting them assists and finding the back of the net, or if you're a goalkeeper, keeping the clean sheets and the defenders being in the right place at the right time to ensure that they have enough about them to get them results when the going really does get tough. So I think Newcastle may stay up again. They're just like Burnley. That wouldn't surprise me if they did go down. Steve Bruce is in charge. I'll be honest, I personally don't rate him that much as a manager, but I'm sure there'll be other people out there that disagree. But to me, I think Newcastle could probably do a little bit better, but when you've got Mike Ashley in charge, there you go. 15th, newly promoted Brentford. I'm impressed with Brentford. I think Brentford, first season in the Premier League, I think they'll do very well. I think that they'll be able to stay up. I think they'll stay up comfortably. I'm impressed with the squad. I think they're a good team. Ivan Toney, I think, is going to get a few goals for Brentford as well. I think they'll do very well within the next 12 months to keep hold of Ivan Toney, particularly if he is finding the back of the net at the Premier League level. And I think Brentford will have enough about them in that first season, that honeymoon season, to stay up. I think the going might get very tough next season in that second season syndrome type situation, but for this season I'm going for Brentford to stay up. Now 14th, I'm going for Crystal Palace. It's Crystal Palace. 13th, I'm going for Brighton and Hove Albion. I never really know what to make of Brighton. I think Graham Potter's a good manager, and I think he's very unpredictable. I think Brighton are unpredictable. It wouldn't surprise me if they were down there dogging it out and fighting for relegation. It also wouldn't surprise me if they snuck into the top half as well. So I have played a safe bet here, and I've slotted them right in the middle of that in 13th. To me then, I think that's when we start looking at the next category of quality from 12th up. I'm going for Wolves in 12th. A big loss with them losing Nuno. I'll be interested to see just how Wolves do this season, what players they can keep hold of, and what momentum they can find themselves going into in the season. They just seem to have started to stutter over the last 12 months, but with fans coming back into the stadiums, that might just be the lift that they've been looking for to get Molineux rocking again, to make them pretty much a fortress to go and visit and make it difficult for every team visiting there to get a result. And as we all know, when it comes to Premier League, home form is very, very important. I think Wolves, with that, will have good home form, and I'm going for them to finish 12th. In 11th, I'm going for Leeds United. I'm not sure about Leeds this season, if I'm honest, so again, I've just put them in the middle of the park. I think they've got a good manager in Bielsa. They've got Bielsa for another 12 months. He has them playing some really fancy football. I was concerned with how easily they were being picked apart by Manchester United, but Manchester United have added some quality players, so it isn't a fair reflection to say I think you're going to struggle this season because you got battered at Old Trafford. You only start to get a good idea of how teams are performing after maybe 7 or 8 games. I mean, look at Manchester City when they won the Premier League last season. Look, after 7 or 8 games and they were flirting in the bottom half of the table, and so you wouldn't have thought that they'd go on this mass run, which they're more than capable of doing, to blitz everyone apart and finish first. So it is all about consistencies, particularly when you're playing every 3 or 4 days, which is what it can be like when you get into winter, with months like December, January, February being extremely difficult, and it doesn't help with pretty harsh weather as well. Now, top half, 10th, I'm going for Arsenal. Not too impressed with Arsenal. They have just announced the signing of Ramsdale and Odegaard, so we'll see how much quality that adds to Arsenal. I don't think they'll make Europe. I'm going for them to sit in 10th. Like I said, not impressed. From last season, I remember saying I thought they might sneak top 4 because I like Arteta. I think he's a really good manager, and I thought he could use the winning momentum to really turn Arsenal around and put themselves out there as a surprise package. Wasn't any of that. Not got off to a brilliant start in the first game as well. I wasn't impressed at all. So, yeah, I'm just going for 10th for Arsenal. In 9th, I'm going for Aston Villa. I think they've recruited well. Big loss losing Jack Grealish. I maybe would even have been tempted to have put them into a European place if they still had him and made the signings that they have had. But, like I said, I am impressed with the business that they've done. So I'm going for 9th. I think Leon Bailey is a player to look out for there. I think he's a really good player. So it'll be interesting to see if he can settle into the Premier League and really get things going or not. I think it might go one way or the other. I think he'll blow hot or cold, so we'll see what happens there. But I feel like if he does end up blowing hot, then I think he could be a real asset there for Aston Villa. In 8th, I'm going for West Ham. I think David Moyes has got a real good feel factor at West Ham. Of course, helping them to get European football last season. Like I said, I think he's a good manager. I think he'll again make West Ham a difficult team to beat. I think they've got a loss there losing Jesse Lingard, with Manchester United looking like they may well keep hold of him. So I think it'd be interesting to see what business they do between now and transfer deadline day to see if they'll bring anybody else in to add to their squad. I mean, I could Could probably have put them a bit lower, but I'm sticking with West Ham in 8th. Now, the 7th place I think is up for grabs for literally anybody in the Premier League if you want to go and have it. It's literally just going to be the most consistent team. I've gone for Everton there. Interesting to see just how Rafa Benitez does. I know the Everton fans cannot wait to get on the back of him as soon as things start to slip up, but that's put him under a lot of pressure, and he's been under a lot of pressure at lots of different clubs, and he is a manager that does deliver. He did a really good job, I thought, at Newcastle. I think it's a blow that they've got Steve Bruce and not Rafa Benitez there. Mike Ashley for you. And so I think he's a good manager. I think he'll do a good job at Everton. But I did say the same last season about Carlo Ancelotti. I thought he'd get Everton right up there, and it didn't end up happening in the end. So we'll see. I'm going for the same. There we go. In 6th place, I'm going for Tottenham Hotspur. I don't really have too much to add about them. I'd say that season depends on Harry Kane and if he comes or goes as to where they may end up. So I'm just sitting in 6th. I don't think even with Harry Kane they're as good as the top 4 teams, so I don't think they'll break the Champions League football. So I'm going for a Europa League place more than likely in 6th for them. In 5th, I'm going for Leicester City. Very impressed with them last season. They're such a difficult team to beat. They'll be the same again. Wouldn't surprise me at all if they ended up making the Champions League once more. They're a very consistent, hard-working, determined team where with that attitude, with the quality that they've got, they're always going to do well. And so we'll see how they do. I'm going for them to finish in 5th. Champions League places, I'm going for Liverpool in 4th. They've added some quality, but I don't think they've got the quality of what the 3 teams I've put above them have got at this moment in time. To me, Liverpool are the weakest of them 4 teams, so I'm putting them in 4th. Still Champions League football. But if Virgil van Dijk and Joe Gomez can show that they're over their injuries and they can get a full season out of them, they're fit, raring to go, they'll be like new signings. It'll be difficult to break Liverpool down. They're an attacking team that know where the back of the net is and how to score goals. They've got more squad depth as well. At the back as well, so if they do end up having injuries to Gomez or Van Dijk, they don't have to be so reliant on them. So like I said, Champions League football, I don't think they'll win the Premier League though. In 3rd place, I'm going for Manchester United. Good bit of business with Jadon Sancho. I thought they got him on an alright fee as well for an English homegrown premium player. It's interesting to see how he does for them. Obviously looking for consistencies elsewhere on the pitch. Big game players like Paul Pogba and Bruno Fernandes, looking for to them to try and step up to the plate to see if they could try and spur a title challenge is of course what Manchester United will be looking for. Interesting to see if they do any more business before the close of the transfer window to see what they do. But I'm going for Manchester United in 1st, and being a City fan, of course, I'm going to be biased and put them there. Now, to me, 2nd place, I think the team that's improved the most in the market. Very impressed with the signing of Romelu Lukaku. I think he helps take Chelsea to that next level. I wouldn't be surprised at all if they finish 1st, but like I said, I'm always going to back Manchester City. They're my horse to back, so I'm going for Chelsea to finish 2nd and to be pipped to the post by Manchester City. But I'm only going to put Manchester City there. It's a pending. I'd put a star there because I think Manchester City only win the Premier League in the upcoming season if this summer they sign a clinical striker. Heavily linked at this moment in time with Harry Kane. I think if Harry Kane does sign for Manchester City, I think that's enough for City to win the Premier League. However, if a goal scorer isn't added to their squad, wouldn't surprise me at all if instead of City finishing 1st, they're finishing 3rd or 4th. That's the difference that the other clubs have got with having goal scorers, and Chelsea, to me, have added Lukaku is a brilliant signing for them, whereas with City, still pending, seeing if they're going to sign somebody. Also looking for a big season from £100 million signing Jack Grealish. Of course, had a great season with Aston Villa last season. Hoping he can replicate that with City and help Kevin De Bruyne out as well. All we're missing in our piece is a goal scorer, and if we can get one, I'm confident we can go out there and win the Premier League title. So there we go, that has been my Premier League prediction for the upcoming season. I do hope you enjoyed the video. Leave a thumbs up if you did enjoy this video. Let me know your thoughts as well in the comments below. What do you agree with? What do you disagree with? Even put your own Premier League table predictions as well in the comments below. That would be much appreciated. And don't forget also to subscribe to my channel. That would be fantastic. And I'll see you guys again for the next football video. So I've been JSGC. I hope everyone has a wonderful rest of their day. Thank you everyone for watching. Hope everyone is safe and well. Peace. Ciao for now.